Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Everybody ready? Hare Krishna, everybody. Jai Radha Madhava Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 इस मृदंग को वापस कर नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायश भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। सतुद्यमानवत्री दुरक्ततोमरे नमस्ताग्रगां गाम् उपलक्ष्य भीताम् तोदं वृषन्निरगात् अम्बुमध्या ग्राहातासा करणेर्यते बहा सतुद्यमानो अरि दुरक्ता तोमरे दंसागां गाम् उपलक्ष्य भीताम् तोदं वृषं निरगात् अम्बुमध्या ग्राहतः सा करणेर्यते पहा सतुद्यमानो अरि दुरुक्त तोमरे संस्रागां गाम् उपलक्ष्य भीताम् तोदं वृषं निरगादम्बुमध्या ग्राहातासा करणेर्यते बहा सतुद्यमानो अरि दुरुक्त तोमरे नमस्रागां गाम् उपलक्ष्य भीताम् लगता है वो अपन ये तो बच्चा वेट कर रहा है चिन्ह प्रश्न है कि तो चलिए सतुद्यमानो अरि दुरुक्त तोमरे नमस्रागां गाम् उपलक्ष्य भीताम् तोदं वृषं निरगाद् अम्बुमध्या ग्राहतासा करणेर्यते बहा सतुद्यमानो अरि दुरुक्त तोमरे नमस्तागां गाम् उपलक्ष्य भीताम् तोदं वृषं निरगाद् अम्बुमध्या ग्राहातासा करणेर्यते बहा सतुद्यमानो अरि दुरुक्त तोमरे नमस्रागां गाम् उपलक्ष्य भीताम् तोदं वृषं निरगाद् अम्बुमध्या ग्राहातासा करणेर्यते बहा
सतुद्यमानो अरि दुरुक्त तोमरे
नमस्रागां गाम् उपलक्ष्य भीताम् तोदं वृषं निरगाद् अम्बुमध्या ग्राहातासा करणेर्यते बहा Saha, he, Tudyamanaha, being paid, Hari, of the enemy, Durukta, by the abusive words, Omare, by the weapons, Damsra, Agra, on the ends of his tusks, Gam, situated, Gam, the earth, Upalaksha, sea, Bhitam, frightened, Todam, the pain, Nishan, weary, Niraga, he came out, Ambumadya, from the midst of the water, Graha, by crocodile, Ahataha, attack, Sakaranehu, along with the she-elephant, Yatha, as, Ivaha, an elephant. Although the Lord was pained by the sharp-like abusive words of the demon, he bore the pain. But seeing the earth on the end of his tusk was frightened. He rose out of the water just as the elephant emerged with his female companion assaulted by an alligator. Although the Lord was pained by the sharp-like abusive words of the demon, he bore the pain. But seeing that the earth on the end of his tusk was frightened, he rose out of the water just as an elephant emerges with its female companion and assailed by an alligator. Hare Krishna. Yes, Supriya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The Mayavadi philosopher cannot understand that the Lord has feelings. The Lord is satisfied if someone offers him a nice prayer, and similarly, God is dissatisfied if someone decries his existence or calls him by ill names. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is decried by the Mayavadi philosophers who are almost demons. They say that God has no head, no form, no existence, and no legs, hands, or other bodily limbs. In other words, they say that he is dead or lame. All these misconceptions of the Supreme Lord are a source of dissatisfaction to him. He is never pleased with such atheistic descriptions. In this case, although the Lord felt sorrow from the piercing words of the demon, he delivered the earth for the satisfaction of the demigods who are ever his devotees. The conclusion is that God is as sentient as we are. He is satisfied by our prayers and dissatisfied by our harsh words against him. In order to give protection to his devotee, he is always ready to tolerate insulting words from the atheist. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisheshaya Shunavadi Ashata Deshatarine. Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Satudyamano Ari Durukta Tomare Namsad Gam Gam Upalaksha Bhitam Todam Rishan Niragadham Madhya Raha Hatasa Karimekate. Although the Lord was pained by the sharp-like abusive words of the demon, he bore the pain. But seeing that the earth on the end of his tusk was frightened, he rose out of the water just as an elephant emerged with a female companion when assailed by an alligator. So now this is talking about, my voice is clear. Hare Krishna. Yuti. Okay, it's clear. So now we are talking about, hey, Brinda, please stop it. You can close it. Practice other time, not during program. So now we have Lord is pleased, Lord is not pleased. Okay, this is very important. So the question is the Lord pleased by our activity? Is the Lord not pleased? Okay, let us meditate on this. The karmis, they never think about the Lord. They're thinking about their own sense gratification. Bhakti. And definitely there is no Lord in their focus. Prabhupada says karmis means basically animals. And we are also, when we say that, not deriding them, we are also. You know, Prabhupada many times in the class says, fools, rascal, dull-headed. Actually, they're referring to us. I remember first time when I was hearing a class, I come to the temple and Prabhupada tape was played. And we had on Ekadashi, we will give more opportunities to hear Prabhupada. I got the whole collection now. And I'd also share with devotees so they can also sometimes together hear Prabhupada classes. So it says, so Prabhupada was speaking in the class, all fools, rascals, dull-headed, rogues, thieves. So I was thinking, he's speaking about somebody, I was searching for somebody. Somebody told me, actually they're referring to us. And actually we are. If we are introspective, we can actually understand we are only that. Because he is the only object of satisfaction, but we are trying to be the object of satisfaction. So immediately we become thieves, rogues, rascals, everything. Dull-headed. So karmi means he tries to satisfy his own senses. And he feels great pleasure in that. And he basically an animal. He is kripana, miser. Because in human form of life, there is an opportunity to satisfy the Lord. And he is not in that platform. He's just thinking about his own satisfaction. And this platform, even animals have. So there is no, at the end, any benefit of his being in a human body. And next life, he will be deprived of human body because he could not do anything else. So we can think about our own pleasure. Grossly, sensual pleasure, and we are absorbed. The next level comes Jnani. Jnani is on a more subtle level and is trying to have a subtle satisfaction. Somebody is trying to have a gross satisfaction and somebody is trying to have a subtle satisfaction. Jnani. You know, sometimes it's my idea. I thought about it. I told. Because of me only it happened. This is mixed up. This Jnani. He's very proud of his own thoughts. Somebody is proud of his own senses and try to gratify the senses all the time. And basically an animal. But human beings have a swatantra mind. And they are proud of their ideas. Now they patent also their concepts and ideas. So it's my idea. It's my opinion. They didn't listen to me. I said like that. This is another kind of gratification. And in this platform, it becomes so acute that in both the platforms, Karmi and Jnani, even if you tell them about what Krishna says, Krishna be the satisfaction, they just don't care. Yesterday, I remember evening class I was taking, and I think we have to redo the objectives. I don't know, some people can sit with me who are little more teachers. We did need to redo the objectives because level 1, I had great struggle to push through in the class number 7. That Krishna, Ekala Ishvara Krishna are subject. Only Krishna, the Lord, all are subject. So great difficulty. They say no, there is, some people say there is confusion, who is not. So maybe we can remove that objective itself from level 1 to, we have 5 levels, so we can divide the objective. That objective to tell the Krishna, the Supreme Lord, all are his servants, is difficult in the level 1. To tell them so many Devi Devtas are not God, very difficult. They will even stop chanting, and it's like introducing non-veg. We don't introduce much on the level 1. Similarly, I think it has to be gently told and not taken away as an object. Others are separate. Keep glorifying Krishna. They are not in a position to hear. So much ocean of confusion is there. So the Jnani is too proud of his ideas, of his own concept. Oh, that's wrong. Okay, so some people are absorbed in their body, sensual pleasures. That is one kind of gratification. And Jnani is the gratification in the subtle world. My idea, my thought, my intelligence. I'm very knowledgeable. And then come yogis. Okay, these words are used in many ways. Karma yogi is another word. I'm just using classical karmi jnani. And then comes yogi. And a yogi is somebody who is doing some tapasya, and he is looking for some kind of a magic to get out of the tapasya. He's doing meditation, and the prayojana of his, the fruit, the benefit, the goal of his meditation in some kind of a power. He can hypnotize other people. He can do some mystic power. These are all kind of their ashtasiddhis. These are the target. And yesterday we were seeing even the demons like Hiranyakashipu were doing tapasya, Hiranyaksha doing tapasya. They're not like today's demons. These are all useless. These are insects. They were doing Hiranyakashipu also did a lot of tapasya. They are very powerful, mentally, physically, very powerful. Today they are just useless. So they have no strength. So yogi means they do tapasya. They have some power. Just like we see when Krishna's pastime is there, so many demons come as guard of so many, Akasura, Bakasura. They had siddhis. It's not that Agasura was only a python. No, he was a king. But he had a siddhi to take any shape he wants. There are siddhis by yogis. Some yoga tapasya, they get some siddhis. And they can manipulate matter better. So, bhukti, mukti, siddhi, kami, sakale, ashanta. Prabhupada said they're all kamis. In fact, once Prabhupada says, yogis are first-class rascals, jnani the second-class rascals, and karimi the third-class rascals. All are rascals because they are kami, strong words, because they do not want to serve Krishna. They're looking for their own some self-interest. Okay? Bhukti, mukti, siddhi, kami, sakale, ashanta, Krishna bhakta nishkama, ateva shanta. Only the Krishna devotee doesn't have these 3 desires. Now, this is actually takes, as I told many times, lifetime effort to be doing devotion service, but the focus is Lord's pleasure. We always have something in devotion service, a personal honor and personal recognition as some kind of a fruit. Now this spoils the devotion service. And even though you this is not called actually devotion service. Anyabilashita shunyam jnana karmadi anavritam anukulena krishnanu shilanam bhakti mukti. Anyabilashita shunyam. Anya abilashita shunyam. We should give up all other abhilashas. other than serving Krishna. Jnana karmadi anavritam. There is no pollution in my devotion service of a pride of some jnana that I have, or some activities which I am doing for sense gratification. They pollute my pure devotion service, and it is not pleasing to Krishna. Krishna is only pleased when devotion service anya avilashita shunyam. And that we should not forget is our target. Anyabila, jnana karmadi anavritam. We have to take out from the devotion service some personal selfish profit in the terms. I'm so knowledgeable. In the terms, karma, I'm the sense gratification, gross enjoyment. Now, these two things, when they are polluting devotion service, that devotion service is not very pleasing to Krishna. We cannot say that Krishna is not pleased. In fact, what we offer is always jnana karmadi avritam, not anavritam, only polluted by jnana karma. Personal adoration, personal mana puja pratishtha, and our sense gratification actually pollutes our devotion service, and that service is not pleasing to Krishna. So when we do a devotion service like that, Prabhupada says, then the disagreements start, because our personal motive has come. Instead of service to Radha Govinda, we have our own personal motive. And little test is done, we can see actually he had no desire to serve Radha. It's seen how much commitment we have to serve the deities. You see little stress he put, he'll drop and run away. That shows actually he had no commitment to serve the deities. Anna? So little personal inconvenience, little personal dishonor. First thing I wash my hand and run away from any commitment to service to the deities. That Krishna shows, reveals by the behavior of a person. Not that I'm only one special service I'll do, because in that service there is a lot of honor, there is adoration, there is worship, and there are various sense gratification. Another service is a menial service, and I do not want to do. It is not socially very honorable service. I'll not do. Can we run a temple like that as a manager? Tell me, if the devotees behave like that. I remember one college was there, and in that college there was a course, environmental science. And that is the time I approached Manipal that I want to teach students compulsorily, everybody. So the dean called a meeting, and all the teachers said, "Sir, one course is the environmental science. None of us want to teach. Give it to him. Within that, he can teach Krishna consciousness." They asked me, "Can you do that?" I said, "I can do that." Actually, my God, but the load was so heavy because they had section A to Z, did for some years, and a great opportunity to interact with so many devotees. But I still remember nobody wanted to do. One professor told the dean in front of me, "If you give me that course again, I'll leave this college." So basically, I'm just giving an example in a similar way. Suppose you tell some devotee, "I think from tomorrow you should cook. If you give me that service, I leave the temple." It shows he has no attachment, no respect for service to the deity, neither for the manager. Anna? Correct? If you give me that service, I will stay with you. If you give me that service, I will go away. That is not a correct picture. Correct picture. The realities are different. Sometimes, because of our anarthas, if certain service is, destroying my spiritual life, destroying making me do aparadas, offenses, and I'm becoming proud, it is change. I tell you some very interesting thing. Srila Prabhupada was in America, and then they were around, almost whole ISKCON was America only in the beginning, few temples outside America. And then Srila Prabhupada noticed something very interesting. What was it? There was one devotee, his name was Tamal Krishna Maharaj. His Samadhi is already over. Very dear to Srila Prabhupada, did magnificent service. And he combined with some more magnificent devotees which are wonderful devotees. I always hear his kirtan. Vishnu Jana, very, very dear to Prabhupada. And they made something known as bus party. So they will travel town to town and distribute books and do Harinam. Hare Krishna. Voice is getting interrupted. Yeti has to do something. Just wait. Okay, now it is better, I hope. Hare Krishna. Okay, thank you. So then now what happened that, okay, better. So now what happened that all over America, they were traveling and this bus party became very, very successful and became the biggest book distributor. Temples could not compete with it. And not only one, they kept buying the buses, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there are dozens of buses and so many other vehicles. You know, America is a rich country. And the DTs, the bus has DTs also. Then in fact, there is a photo of Srila Prabhupada traveling in the bus with the devotees. You know, they give. So it was all had Prabhupada approval, doing magnificently, going every small town, villages, doing Harinam Sankirtan, and there were devotees in throngs, and led by some of the best devotees. It was doing wonderful service. Then what happened? All the temple presidents wrote a complaint to Prabhupada in America. And I told you, ISKCON meant America at that moment. It's like today, if you say ISKCON, ISKCON means India today. It's a majority of ISKCON preaching is in India. So that time ISKCON meant ISKCON is America. ISKCON has spread around the world, but India, it is exploding. Each center is exploding, whatever the reasons. Russia, Ukraine, they're also doing exceedingly well. But if you say one place, which country, maximum by the charts of book distribution or full-time devotees, that is maybe more than 50% is India today. It's a leading. That time it was America. So imagine the focus in America, whole is gone. And all the temple presidents wrote a complaint against this party. Radha Damodar party, so it's called Radha Damodar party. So what are the complaints? What happened actually? They were traveling temples to temples because they are traveling, and they used to tell in the temple, see, staying in the temple is for grihasthas. Brahmachari should come and jump. They should preach Krishna consciousness. And what happened because of this? All the temples got emptied, because at that moment in ISKCON there were very few grihasthas. And mostly young boys were joined. Later, you know, generally in ISKCON, the system is like this. I think many of you are not aware. People joined at around 20, 21, 22. Till 25 is ideal. So young age is always better, easy to mold yourself. Because not easy to work in a system under authority. Many people are not used to that. And easy. So then had happened. So after 4 or 5 years, we generally give a choice to the student. Would like to remain a brahmachari or like to get married. It's a system within ISKCON. Mostly they remain brahmachari, but some people like to get married. Both are very respected and temple maintains both of them in different ways. If a grihastha is able to maintain brahminical expenses, temple. If he has luxuries he wants, then temple says, please start working outside, maintain them. Brahminical standard, simple standard, not bearing load on the temple. This is the way generally temple brahmachari, temple grihasthas happen. They are both a full-time devotee. They have no other work outside. So at that moment, ISKCON had just started. So mostly they are brahmacharis only. So there are few grihasthas. And now what happened? Temple became empty. Everybody left and joined Radha Damodar party. And then the news, all the temples complained. I have nobody to do aarti, I have nobody to do kitchen work, I have nobody to do anything. He has taken away everybody. And all the temples are saying, here also same thing, here also same thing, don't have anybody. Then Prabhupada came to know. He called Tamal Krishna. He flew all the way. Prabhupada was in India, came. So what happened? Prabhupada, how can you do this? So he said, Prabhupada, you are really upset. He said, I'm so upset. How did you do all this thing? Disturb all the temples, how are the deities you worship, how are somebody will do cooking, how public is coming to temple, they will attend it, how our temples are also doing so many services, and you could do this. So Prabhupada, if you say, then I will go to China. Prabhupada said, yes, go to China. He was so angry. Send him to China. Just imagine, he's dismantled the biggest, because of him, because without his leadership, it just collapsed the whole thing. But he did that. Why? Because aparada was involved. So sometimes I may be very proud. I'm doing great, magnificent devotional service. But if you're offending other devotees, Krishna will stop that service. You cannot do it. Please stop. Because the result will be disastrous. See, end of the day, We want to please Krishna. On the pretext of pleasing Krishna, you are offending other devotees. It's very serious. What is this? What is this devotion service? For whom you are doing? Then offenses started. Prabhupada says only reason offense is some personal selfish gratification in jnana or karma. Then it starts. Correct? And then the things become very, very strange. Even as the course is expanding, that is what I am worried of. See, when it is very small, there is no problem. When things become big, then we want to be noticed. Say, take an example. There are 1,000 people and there are 10 people. Like in our temple, small temple, we have 5 people. And it's hardly matters who leads the kirtan among us, isn't it? Hardly matters. And okay, yeah, tu gaj. But when there are thousands of people, just imagine 10,000 people, it becomes very significant, huh? Because we have that drinking, that dirtiness. I want to be noticed. I didn't get a chance. In fact, the biggest joke, somebody was telling me, in a temple, all brahmacharis are sitting. And it's not a small, big temple, lot of congregation is there. It's Sunday. So many times, some Sunday temples, they call it Super Sunday. Sundays, they want everybody to. So there are, say, 400, 500 people in Mangalarti, and so many people are sitting. And then we have to read the 10 offenses. So the joke is, what are the 10 offenses? Basically, don't offend the Lord, don't offend the devotees. And one devotee, after the 10 offenses said, shouted at the pastor, 6th one, I had to say. Why did you say? He is offending and doesn't know the whole talk was about 10 offenses. He was very upset. I wanted to say, and he interrupted me. Arre Baba, your whole talk was down to 10 offenses, and you're doing offense on the offense, and offenses by he over me he spoke. It happens sometimes. So the danger is that even though we are doing devotional service, because it is growing, because the numbers are unusual, this is a very, very unusual. Even when we had, what is that, again started something here. Better to close this. Some people don't understand. At the class going on, we should not interrupt. Okay. See, when you chat something during class, it disturbs me also, not only other devotees. Okay? Please avoid. So now what happens is that, yeah, so very careful we have to be when you're doing devotion service, not to have a seeking personal attention. And this will be tested. See, when we are living in a forest and in devotion service, this anartha within us will not be noticed. But when we are doing with devotees, this anartha, unwanted anartha, that I have started offending other devotees, now seeking personal attention, adoration, respect, this will spoil the whole atmosphere. And the Vaikuntha atmosphere in which we are serving the Lord will be gone. You see, today, there are hundreds of teachers, hundreds of volunteers, all are sacrificing their valuable time. Everybody has his time to see this whole thing is running. Sometimes I see till 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, devotees are working so that the things go on. Why? They find some happy Vaikuntha atmosphere here, love and gratitude. The only equation we are not paying anybody. The only relationship we are having is of love and gratitude. True? There is no other equation. So if this atmosphere has to be protected, sometimes to protect such an atmosphere like Srila Prabhupada, we may even interrupt somebody's service for some time, not ever, for some time we interrupt because it is causing difficulties for other people to work. And that is for a manager. And as for every person, you should also introspect. That I'm doing devotion service. Is it that I have become proud? Is it that I have become offensive? Is it that I do not want to work in cooperation? In fact, the whole structure I want of the course is that we are together training the devotees. Together, not one individual. Sometimes we see, like you saw, I was not taking class. Somebody else was taking class, but class was taken so well. Everybody is so happy. So, but if you say that I only would have taken class, you do not know that there are so many other devotees who can take a good class. Correct? And then the person becomes like a fanatically attached to one person, which is not true. So what we need to develop is actually together. We provide a nice platform, we preach, but together we develop the devotees into different levels and different services. Not that many people tell me, if you only take level 2, I'll take. I said, no, please, enough. I'm not into such kind of foolishness. No universities work like that. You do graduation, you don't say post-graduation, if that teacher is there, no. Okay, I'm happy I met again that teacher, that's nice. But let us me enjoy hearing everybody. I recently had one visitor from Bombay, and she told me, I enjoyed the class in the, maybe she's there now. I enjoyed first class was Kannada by this teacher, then English by this teacher, then Tulu by this teacher. So I said, tell me now, which was the best? All good, all good. Now I want this kind of thing to be developed, because many students were coming, are see, anybody in India is bilingual. Hindi and English to everybody knows. And some people may know some more regional languages also. So there are 3-4 languages people know. And therefore people within the language itself, they may like to see, let me hear from other teacher. And surprising it is, many teachers are hearing, students are hearing the level 1 itself 10 times. They enjoy it. So who are we to stop it? We are giving them the facility. And then they like to see, let me have other teacher, let me have other teacher. Correct? Or let me now go to level 2. We facilitate all that. Not that with me only you stay. Don't go to the other teacher. Don't you see, he doesn't know how to teach. Now these kind of things, if I hear and I don't act, what do you think? I'm an important person. I'll be fired if things happen like that. And it will happen as things are growing. Person will try to have a private group. Nothing is allowed, sir. No private groups. This all will run as an institution. Tell me any college that does it. A teacher has a private club? No. It together work. Graduate? Yes. It's the systems which work to see that the person comes to the college and graduates out, and all the teachers are happy. Correct? Will any university allow one teacher to criticize another teacher? They'll just kick out the teacher from that place. Not allowed. Will a university allow one teacher to glorify himself? No. They kicked out such a teacher. Will not be allowed. So we want to develop a wonderful system. A system should be such that all the teachers are encouraged. Each teacher glorifies other teacher. Each devotee glorifies other devotee. And one of the main reasons that people come to us, because they feel there is sincerity, there is Vaikuntha atmosphere here. That all devotees respect other devotees, all devotees bow down to other devotees. And anybody who is creating any nuisance in that, you have to wash hand away from that, whatever the loss may be, because the atmosphere has been destroyed. And today he is doing X damage, tomorrow do 100 times more damage. Correct? So this is our whole picture. So self-focus is not there in bhukti, mukti, siddhi. Because there is bhukti means there is a desire for sense gratification. And we still have it. A mukti, bhukti, mukti. Generally the Jnanis tried some liberation on this world. Their end prayojana is that understanding I am not body, I am spirit, soul. Understanding that how I am trapped by Maya in this world, I liberate myself. There is no focus on devotion service to Krishna. That's another sense gratification. Sthiti, I get some power and impress people. Again, sense gratification. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Bhukti, Mukti, Siddhi, Kami, Sakale, Ashanta. They're always unhappy. Krishna Bhakta Nishkama Ateva Shanta. Only a devotee of Krishna has no other desire. So just thinking, just like imagine you get up in the morning, how is the Lord today? That's the devotee's thinking. How is Krishna? Can I serve Krishna? Is any way I can offer something to you? So nice. And when they close our eyes, Krishna, today I could not do service properly. I'll try to improve my service to you. Want that be beautiful? Day by day, Krishna, I just want little rest so that I can serve you better tomorrow. The whole focus is pleasure of Krishna. Now this is a training definitely, and it develops when somebody tries to please the Vaishnavas. Right? It doesn't try to offenses. In fact, if you look at all the offenses, they're like that only. Offenses means First of the blast in the devotees dedicate life, you're offending devotees. How the Lord will be happy? So if you look at the offenses, either 10 offenses to the holy name or 64 offenses which are there in devotional service or deity worship, you'll find all those offenses are very common sense and basically mean that my activities are hurting to the Lord. So we want to please Krishna and I'm doing something that hurts a lot. It is contradictory, no? Now Pujari is doing Aarti and is the whole purpose is to please the Lord. What is the purpose? Sometimes what happens, we forget the purpose. They forget the purpose. When you're doing ritually Gandanga. I don't know whether a long time since I told the story. When Pujari was doing Aarti, then what happened? He kept the ghanta, he kept the plate at the plate. He said, 60 years I am serving you, my Lord. Then 20 years, say now 80 years. Not once you talked to me, not once you revealed your presence, not once you blessed me, not once you came in my dream and gave some instruction or indicated anything. So I'm fed up. I'm going away. And he started walking. So suddenly he felt a hand on the. So immediately, still he was so angry. Why now? So deity said, this is the first time you talk personally to me. Till now, you're doing ganta and your mind is roaming all around the world. You're never thinking, my Lord, please accept these flowers. And I could not collect the best of the flowers that you deserve. You are the Supreme Lord. I could not collect the best of incense to offer you. This is all my shortcoming. Neither I have any devotion, my Lord, to offer. Now I know how to offer. I don't even know how. But I still request you, please accept it. This is the mood service is offered. The focus is a Lord. But focus is our own self. Then the devotion service is spoiled. And that kind of devotion service is not very pleasing to Krishna. And that doesn't bring any spiritual advancement. Not that I'm just doing devotion service. Important is what consciousness and devotion service. Just like many times people worship the Lord. Even in worship to the Lord, many people worship to the Lord is for some mannat. Something I'm seeking from the Lord. My Lord, can I get this? My Lord, can you give me this? But actually, he's not thinking about the pleasure of the Lord. Isn't it so? We go to Tirth Yatra and a Panditji has to tell, that Panda has to tell, here, if you tie one thread, all your desire will be fulfilled. And people run. Huge crowd. Now we are planning to go Kartik Jagannath Puri. Let me see how many people will run. And they tie one thread. Some people have 100 places tied 100 threads. Any icha you have, people say, wonderful, such a wonderful. So they went to worship to the Lord. You say sometimes it happens. You say you touch here, they will touch. And what they're asking, Sab kuch shubh kar do Bhagwan, make my life, all my material life auspicious. Let there be no obstacle in my enjoyment. My Lord, bless me so that I can enjoy like you. There is no devotional attitude itself. He is also actually a sense gratifier, just a touch of devotion service. So many people, they go to Tirth Yatra. It is good they have gone to the Lord. That's nice. But they're actually not thinking about the pleasure of the Lord. They're thinking about their own gratification. Isn't it true? सब शुभ कर दो भगवान, एक आशीर्वाद दे दो, इसका ये हो जाए, वो हो जाए, वो हो जाए. But my Lord, I've come, I'm your servant, and I've come for your worship. There was very interesting, this thing, I'll repeat again, I told you before. He had gone to Mayapur. And Mayapur, this was Navadi Mandala Parikrama, this very special, wherein around 20,000 devotees together go around Mayapur. Very, very beautiful. So we were in one party. So it is divided into, 7, 8 parties. We also have to learn to divide now. Last time 600 was a little crowded. And so we were going in one party and we landed up in a temple. And then after darshan, there is a place where all sannyasis or senior devotees will sit and they will give little instructions. And everybody carries, one small napkin, because anywhere they just sit down. It's not like there will be a chair or mat for you most of the places. No, we are sitting down anywhere on the road and we are hearing. And it's a nice weather time. March is a beautiful weather. God put in my hand. So that's not an issue. So you're all sitting and hearing. He said, the sannyasi, very senior devotee, he said, you did not do darshan. You did sense gratification. So what? He said, yes. So why? See, you went to take darshan to gratify your eyes to see a beautiful form of the Lord. But I saw there was definitely lack of service attitude. How? I'll explain. You did not see other devotees are there. You were all jumping over each other. You did not even notice there were Prabhupada disciples in front of you, many ladies in front of you. All of you jumped over each other. And at the end is, I saw. The idea was gratification of your own eyes. That is not the way to take darshan. The way to take darshan is always Rupa Raghunath Pade Ar Asha Chaitanya Charitamrita Kahe Krishna Dasa. This is the way Rupa Goswami, this is Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami saying, I take shelter Rupa Goswami and Raghunath Goswami, and I therefore write. So therefore, many times it has been said, unless you take shelter of the devotees, we cannot approach the Lord. And your attitude, you neglected the other devotees, darshan, always jumping over each other. We realize it's correct. Point is correct. So similarly, the doing devotion service, it has to be done with proper consciousness, not that I'm doing devotion service. That's important, nice. What conscious I'm doing, one should be very introspective. If you are not introspective about the conscious of devotion service will stop. It will stop. So you may be thinking and dreaming, I'm doing very nice, I'm very well. Tuck, it hasn't stopped because it has become intolerable. You are conscious in which you are doing devotion service. Both are important. Service is also important, and gradually service also purifies us. But sometimes my anarthas make it so difficult. So sometimes the devotion service stop. Please stop for some time. For Krishna, and not only your preaching is important, for Krishna, you are also important. And if you are, because of the devotion service, gliding down in spiritual life, Krishna will so-called devotion will stop. Just like Prabhupada said, you may be speaking, there was some devotee who said, I have not chanted my rounds today, Prabhupada. So Prabhupada said, stop so-called service and chant your rounds. Okay, so if things are becoming totally unbalanced, then Krishna may act and give an opportunity so they properly serve. So coming back to think that who Varaha, Bhu Devi is actually the wife of Varaha Dev. Okay? And the Varaha Dev has come and he is going to place his wife in protected place, and she is scared of the situation like this fellow Hiranyaksha has done. Vedic cosmology is little difficult to understand, but he has done something. It is the earth is lying in Garbhodaka ocean, and Varahadev is picking her up and want to place her in the right place, in the right orbit. And this Hiranyaksha is speaking some painful words, and the Lord is tolerating for the sake of his devotee. Okay, Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Nice. Any questions, anybody? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, Monishi Mataji. Mitra.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. My name is Manushi.
Manushi.
Manushi. माँ में आकार प्रभु जी।
वो तो लगा नहीं करना। हाँ चलो।
क्या करें प्रभु जी, अब अंग्रेजी में इस तरह होता नहीं है ना, अब क्या करें बताइए।
ठीक है मानुषी। हाँ
जी प्रभु जी, मुझसे भी एक अपराध हुई है, उसके बारे में मैं उसकी मार्जना करना चाहती हूँ। मैंने भी कहा था कि मैं एक टीचर की बहुत इन्फ्लुएंस थी, तो मैंने कहा था कि मुझे उस टीचर की क्लास में अटेंड करना है, पर आई रियलाइज कि वो गलती है मेरी। तो मैं जो भी टीचर आपने अलॉट किया है उन्हीं के साथ करूंगी प्रभु जी, मुझे क्षमा कर दीजिए।
हरे कृष्णा। थैंक यू।
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी। और एक और सवाल था कि आप जब कह रहे हैं ना कि कॉन्शियसनेस क्या है, तो स्टेट ऑफ माइंड इन्फ्लुएंस करता है ना कॉन्शियसनेस को। तो आपके इर्द गिर्द जो भी हो रहा है, जैसे अब घर में है या जहाँ भी, तो हमें अपने काम से काफी बाहर जाना पड़ता है, तो कभी होटल में रहना पड़ता है, तो वहाँ के वातावरण से या घर के वातावरण से थोड़ा बहुत तो हमारा मन भी डोल ही जाता है प्रभु जी। तो उसमें क्या करें? फिर भी हम चैंटिंग कर रहे हैं, फिर
भगवद गीता में क्या लिखा है?
जो भी ऑफरिंग लिमिटेड।
समझ गए माता जी, ठीक है ना। सो द भगवद गीता में क्या Padma Patram Ivambasa. Padma Patram, जैसे लोटस का लीफ होता है, Ivambasa, वो पानी में रह के भी खराब नहीं होता. तो उसका example is there. And Prabhupada says, anybody chants 16 notes, you're all chanting, try to chant more attentively. My personal life realization is that many devotees are chanting, but they're not attentive. एक ना रोल कर दिया हरे कृष्ण हो गया 16 वाला, ठीक है, quantity is there, good, once level we are satisfied, but we should work. And the effect of the quality of chanting, say everything should have a result, है ना. दवाई लेते तो फीवर नहीं होना चाहिए, है ना. डॉक्टर के बाद डॉक्टर क्या आप तो दवाई दे दिया लेकिन फिर भी फीवर है, तो व्हाट इज द यूज ऑफ दिस मेडिसिन, थ्रो इट, है ना. सो chanting also is a mental dawai, medicine, and that should ensure the good quality of 16 note chanting without aparadha will 24 hours will have an effect, and you will be in sanity and peaceful and like a kavacha, independent of the atmosphere, will be very happy and satisfied. Okay?
I understand.
Increase on the quality of the chanting. And what is quality of chanting? Try to struggle to hear the name of the Lord word by word. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. इधर ही हमारा सब कुछ है, कुछ नहीं है. एक बारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे. ये 16 शब्दों में हमारी पूरी स्पिरिचुअल लाइफ रखी हुई है. तो इसको जब ध्यान से जप करें, ठीक है ना. और इधर ही वापस आना है, इधर कहीं और नहीं जाना, इधर ही वापस आना है. मैं भी अभी मंदिर ज्वाइन किया था ना, मेरे को तो अभी कृष्णा की कृपा से 30 साल हो गया. लेकिन मेरे को याद है जब शुरू में ये प्रॉब्लम होता था, मेरे को भी होता था. वो वहां प्रीचिंग प्रचार में जाते थे, बहुत डिस्टर्ब हो जाता था. तो क्या करता था मैं, उस दिन सब बैठ के एक दिन अच्छे से जप करता था, हरे कृष्णा हरे, और 2-3 घंटा जप किया, एक्स्ट्रा जपा, हाँ रिलीफ. ठीक है.
हाँ प्रभु जी, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद.
हरे कृष्णा
हरे कृष्ण.
अंबिका.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी.
अंबिका, मालिका. हाँ
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी.
अम्बा,
प्रभु जी,
अम्मा, अंबिका, मालिका. हाँ
Prabhuji, how to chant attentively, Prabhuji? Today even I could not able to concentrate from few days. So how to do that, Prabhuji? Even I don't know. Previously I used to hit for myself and I used to concentrate, and that time it was okay. And someone told me that we should not do that. It is wrong. So I stopped it now. No, I used to hit from my head. No, this is not right way. Come on, chant again properly. In the sense I was doing that again. I used to hit myself and I used to chant properly. So whenever I used to
mentally we hit, not physically.
Yes.
Mentally
I used to, yes, I used to hurt myself. Chant properly. I can do that.
Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada used to say, when you get up in the morning, 100 times you hit yourself with the shoes. So devotee is always humble. Now, tell me, if you are slapping yourself, not physically, mentally.
No, I'm
just
slapping
saying,
physically.
when we are scolding ourselves, that's what you are doing mentally. That shows you are very humble. Everybody cannot do that. Correct? As a proud person, can he hit himself? No. I'm special. I tell you, most proud person is that who says I'm not proud. He's the most proud person on earth, because nobody will agree to that. Fact is, we are proud, we are self-conscious, we are looking for gratification of ourselves. The moment somebody tells me I'm not proud, I know he's the most proud person. Correct? He's not at all introspective. So definitely we advance the spiritual life when we are introspective and see that the end of any devotion is not me, it is Krishna. At the end, Krishna, I did it, doesn't matter. Somebody did it and the thing is achieved. Okay, so this, let it continue. This is a constant introspection that you're doing. That is wonderful. And always remember, see, the karmas are hitting us from previous lives. Some karma, some desire from previous life will appear without my conscious effort. Just like an ocean bubble comes from somewhere we don't know. So all these desires keep coming to the mind. And my struggle to focus on Krishna is my devotional service. And also it gives me a picture how much temperature of the mind I am having. and my mind is sick, or it is healthy, and healthy mind with 24 hours he can work and enthusiastically. But we Kali Yuga, all of us are sick. But the sickness should gradually, it doesn't go in one day, gradually reduce. So there need to be a patience. There was one devotee who used to be a comedian before he joined ISKCON. Okay? I wish I can locate that video. He's very sweetly. There's some festival. He's talking about how the mind is like a horse race. Okay? And he says, Kama, Krodha, sex desire, all these are in the front like horses, and desire to serve Krishna is behind. But 16 rounds are going on, he's still chanting, his chanting is going on, but he's saying instead, in desire to serve Krishna is very little, but desire for personal honor, desire for personal worship, the sex desire, the desire to control, dominate, manipulate other people, exploit other people, that's all in the front. And he's if he's devotee, he notices this anartha in him. If he's not a devotee, he's shameless. He cannot even see this. All of us have that. We should be conscious of this and try to improve. Particularly when you meet senior devotees, instead of tutu mama, we should come to this platform. The fact, actually, how do I improve? Then you will improve. So these are all in the front, and at the back is a small desire to serve Krishna. But he said, I kept chanting. I was chanting around, and suddenly came Prabhupada's mercy. And when we are trying to serve Krishna, Prabhupada gives mercy, and then the horse. This is a race. So this actually, we are helplessly dependent on the mercy of Krishna, because only the mercy of Krishna brings realizations. The mercy of Krishna brings spiritual happiness, and then the material happiness is abundant. So now when we are trying to practice devotion service, it's a struggle, because there is no taste in devotion service. Now I'm doing because the order of Acharya Prabhupada said it, because so many devotees said it, because the Shastra says that I'm chanting around. But for me, the chanting is not like Haridas Thakur, like, the nectar over nectar. Maya Devi is also dancing in front of me, but doesn't care. True? Because he's having unlimited spiritual happiness. So for us, it's a struggle. And Krishna is noticing, very mercifully, happily is watching the struggle that you are doing to hear every word attentively. And then when Krishna sees, he's so sincere. Then he blesses. And then when his mercy comes in our heart, then we advance spiritually. Okay, makes sense.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you, everybody. Vacha kalpatarubhascha kripa sindhave evacha pattanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Hare Krishna, everybody.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, Dandavat.